This is really overpowered because this is how pro players like Mongrel actually predict other people's editing, and it's super OP. Only the top 1% of people know about this. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Halo, and in today's video I'm gonna show you guys the most advanced tips for box fighting. So I'm gonna show you guys secret tips that pro players like Mongrel and Clix use to destroy the competition and win big money in the FNCS and cash cups. So make sure you guys watch until the end because you will not believe how overpowered the #1 box fighting strat is on today's list. Anyway, guys, let's get started. Okay, guys, we are now in game, and the first thing I'm gonna show you guys how to do is how to W key into someone's box. And then later in the video, I'm gonna show you guys some advanced piece control so that you can box your opponent like a fish and get an easy kill. So the first tip is a little bit more of a common one. It's pretty well known. You just want to make a box just kind of around yourself, and this is the enemy's box right here. And what you want to do is you can do like a peanut butter edit, and this is like the Clix classic. He popularized it a while back with all of his box fighting. So you can actually take walls when you're far away from the opponent, so you don't have to be right up against the wall to pickaxe it. So what he usually does is he goes with his AR, he does like a little peanut butter edit, and then he breaks the wall from over here. And you can actually take the wall and edit it all the way from over here. I'm over one tile away from the box, but as long as I have my wall out in my blueprints, then I'm able to actually edit it, and then that allows you to shoot the opponent and take their walls and whatnot, which is a really overpowered way to box fight at a safe distance so that you don't get shot. This next tip is pretty similar to the last tip. So what you want to do is you want to place a stair like this, and you'll be like in a 1x1 or whatever. And so you'll place a stair like this, and you can actually use the stair to help you get shots on the wall. You can either pickaxe the wall if you don't have much ammo, but preferably use like an AR or something. So you can break the wall and you're protected by the stair. And then from here, you can do like a peanut butter edit and kill the other person. But when you're right over here, you can't see them well enough and you don't have an angle. So you can get headshots on the enemy, but at most, they're only going to get a foot shot on you. And this is a really helpful tip that pro players like Letshi do quite frequently. This next tip is also super good for W keying. So what you want to do is while you're in the middle of an arena game or just like a cash cup game or whatever, you're mid game, you see someone all boxed up and you want to W key them. What you can actually do, and this is what every single pro player does this, and it's super OP, is you want to get the wall weak before you go up next to the wall. So instead of just pickaxing the wall when you're right in front of it and having them edit on you, what you can actually do is when approaching the 1x1, you want to shoot it with your AR or something, get the wall to around 50 HP, and then from here you can actually walk through the wall using an exploit. So what you want to do is take either your AR, SMG, shotgun, doesn't really matter, and as you're running, you want to like full sprint up into the wall, and then you want to jump at the same time as you shoot. And then once you guys go through the box, you can actually place like a cone or something, and then from there, it should be a pretty easy kill. So guys, for the next advanced box fighting tip, we actually have something that is very recent, and it's when you're on top of the other person's box. So it doesn't really matter how you kind of get in the situation, you just have to be on top of the box. The next thing you want to do is just place a wall when you're on top of the enemy's box. Do an arch edit peanut butter like that. And then you can actually take the floor and the cone without exposing yourself. So normally when you're on top of the enemy's floor and cone, they'll like edit you down, or they'll do a double edit or something as you're pickaxing, and you'll end up getting shot. And that'll end up getting you killed by doing that. So you just have to place the wall, do the peanut butter edit, and then once you have the peanut butter edit, you can just go to the side and then take stuff just like that, edit it. And there's literally no way for the enemy to shoot you because you're going back and forth really quickly, and the wall protects you, so when the other person does go for a double edit or something, there's literally no way for you to get shot because you can just duck it really easily. So it's a really helpful strategy to take other people's cones and floors. So this next tip is actually super important for box fighting, so make sure you guys listen up. What you want to do is you want to place a ramp, flip it backwards, and just kind of do your normal W key. So a lot of people, while W keying, will double swing, and this is something I've done a lot in the past, and this is a big no-no. And what will happen is the enemy will edit after you're in the middle of a swing, and that'll end up getting you shot and killed. So what you want to do instead is you want to go for a pickaxe, and then you want to go for a shotgun, because even if they do go for the edit, you'll have your shotgun out and you'll be ready. So by doing that, it makes it so the other opponent can't edit on you, and when they do edit on you, you get a free shot. So usually when you do this trick, you will get a free shot, which will help you win the fight. Okay guys, for the last two W keying tips, this one is when you find a 1x1 in mid-game and this person is boxed up and you would like to W key them. So this is also a tip that Pro Player Lechi does a lot. What they do is when they're running up to the box, they'll actually shoot both walls and maybe like a cone or something. And this confuses the enemy so much because when you're shooting all these walls, they don't know which one you're going to go for. So you can just choose the one that you actually want to go for and then take it really easily because it's one tap. They won't know which wall to hold, so you can take it really easily, do the cone slide method, and get a free kill. And guys, for the final W keying tip, before we head on to piece control, and then at the very end of the video, the #1 best tip for box fighting that you need to know. Before we get into all of that, I need to show you this one last W keying tip. So what you want to do is, while you're going for the wall, most people, what they do is they will grab the wall, do an edit, then place the cone or stair and do like the ramp or cone slide. But what you want to do is you actually want to place the cone first, then the wall, because there's a little bit of a delay between the enemy placing their wall / you placing your wall. So it's actually better to go for the cone slide first. So while you're taking the wall, you just want to cone first, then place the wall. And if you do this really quick, you can actually slide it in and get the wall, meaning they'll be thrown off a lot and you'll have the wall to make an edit on them. So it's a really overpowered way of getting into someone's box because you can mess them up and then get the quick elim. Now guys, I'm going to show you how to do advanced piece control in Fortnite. So this first method is super OP and it's a good way to box people like a fish. So what you want to do is break the wall. So do the one swing, go to your shotgun, one swing, go to your shotgun. And then while the other person's holding their wall, you can actually ramp them. So you can see I have my wooden ramp in there. It actually can phase right through their wall. The player inside will panic and they'll do one of two things. They'll either go to the left or they'll go to the right. And so what you want to do is immediately after placing the ramp in their box, that's going to make them panic and rebox. So what you can do is, if you didn't know this, while you're standing on the ramp, you can actually, without even moving, just moving your crosshair, you can place a floor and cone on both sides. So what you can do is place the ramp inside and then still be on the top of the cone so they can't box you just in case they're weird. And then you can place the cone and the floor just like that. And then you can double edit, cone, and then place a wall there. And while they edit it out, they'll be in a complete 1x1. And there's absolutely nothing they can do because you own everything. Okay, guys, for one of the final tips in today's video before I tell you the secret thing that you need to know. So for this tip, it solves a problem that I know I have a lot. You know when the enemy just like P90 rushes you and there's nothing you can do, they go through all your builds, and you just end up dying, and it's the most frustrating thing ever because that's literally the meta right now and everyone does it. What you want to do to prevent this is you want to place a stare when you are W keying them. So place a stare, pull out your shotgun, and just look at them. And this is kind of like a patience test. So they will end up doing the SMG straight line, and then you can end up one pumping them, or they'll just go for like a peanut butter edit or something, and you can get a free shot off. So no matter what, you just sitting here with your shotgun out, like no matter what, you have an advantage because if they make a mistake, you can really punish them for it. And even if they don't do anything, you just wait here for a second, and then you could go for their wall and then kill them. And just like that, like you can really use this trick to your advantage, and it's super, super good for getting rid of those annoying P90 plays. Okay, guys, for the final tip, the tip you guys have all been waiting for, this is really overpowered because this is how pro players like Mongrel actually predict other people's editing. And this is a secret tip that I've never seen anyone talk about ever in the Fortnite community, and it's super, super OP. Only the top 1% of people know about this. So this trick is a little hard to explain, but pretty much what you can do is you can see people when they are about to edit versus when they're holding the wall. So when you are holding a wall, your blueprints and your pencil are at an even angle. But when you actually go for an edit, the pencil will move upwards. And when that moves upwards, you can tell that little movement right there. You can tell that the enemy is about to make an edit on you. And this is super overpowered because you can see the second that they make the edit, because you can see this little motion through any type of wall, wood, brick, or metal. And I've been doing this trick for a little while now, and it's drastically helped me in my gameplay, and hopefully it'll help you guys a lot in yours. Anyway guys, that is it for today's video, and if you are a true legend that watched until the end of today's video, then be sure to drop a heart emoji in the comments down below, and I will give your comment a heart. Anyway guys, have a good rest of your day or night, and I'll see you all later.